So Echo, let's talk to people a little bit about how to support this podcast and at the same time move themselves a little further away from the darkness and a little bit closer to the light. Because we make the podcast so everyone can learn. And if you want to support the podcast, there are some really good ways to do it. And that's the goal. Support the podcast and you're supporting yourself at the same time. So,
yes.
What do you got?
They go hand in hand. Agree 100,000%.
Not possible, but we'll deal with it.
Yeah, that's what I say. Can you agree one thing? You know how they say, I agree with you 110%. I agree with you, but I think I feel 10% even more strong than what you just said. You know,
Okay.
Technically that could be it.
We'll
I'm just saying. Anyway, yes. So we'll start with Origin. Origin USA in Maine. Farmington, Maine, to be exact. American-made products. What do we got? Okay, geese. That's really the flagship. I like the word flagship, by the way. Flagship product is the gi. Made for jiu-jitsu, specifically for jiu-jitsu in America.
Also made for specifically jiu-jitsu, but usable for many different activities.
What? Like making a suit?
Rash guards.
Oh, yeah.
No,
okay.
because you said gi is like flagship, right? Which I agree with.
Oh,
but then
okay,
you
yes.
also have rash guards.
Other stuff.
Yeah.
Cool stuff.
Compression gear.
Compression gear. Yeah. Spats, if you will. Yeah, for sure. But the gis aren't just like gis, though. See what I'm saying? They're not just a general gi. They're gi made in America, by the way, for jiu-jitsu specifically. Yeah. When you move in jiu-jitsu, it's different than moving in, I don't know, whatever else you might wear a gi in.
Like tennis.
Whatever, bro. You were saying you were going to make a suit with the dragon weave.
Yeah,
which,
that is kind of crazy.
Yeah. So
I actually had another. I have an idea of something to make with the dragon weave. I'm going to talk to Pete about.
All right, what is it? Lay it on me. Reveal.
Believe it or not, boots. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So they wouldn't be full dragon.
No.
Yeah,
they'd be very similar to the old school Vietnam jungle boots, but they'd have the dragon weave instead of canvas. They'd have dragon weave, and because which I think is literally the perfect material for the old school jungle boots are part leather. They're like leather around the toe and the heel, but then they have canvas on the sides and. I wore jungle, and I still wear jungle boots. I love jungle boots. So yeah. So but if we made, because the cotton canvas does stay wet longer, but if we use the dragon weave, it dries quicker because it's a blend. But cotton is also very comfortable to wear. It allows circulation. So, anyways, that's what I'll talk to Pete. We'll make it happen.
So the shorts that I have that no one else can have. Is dragon weave, right?
Yeah.
That is okay. So I was talking to Pete about make some more, and we went to the thing. That's a whole other thing. But here's what I do remember. Since you brought up boots, so those shorts, I have kids, and with kids comes messes, where they'll spill some, I don't know, whatever. So stuff will land on those shorts, and the kind where it's like, dang, I don't want to take off these shorts and go wash them. Like, let me just put some water, but then some of the messes is like you can't just put water and it goes away. You got to scrub it. But if they're like normal shorts, I'm gonna scrub it with like a brush, and it's gonna kind of mess up the shorts a little bit right there. It'll make it like kind of it'll fray them or something like that. Bro, not these ones, bro. I'm scrubbing it with a steel wool thing to get the thing out. Bro, the thing is like new still. Aside from like the cotton part fades, right? How it's a blend, right? So the cotton ones will fade. So it has this awesome little gray stripe with black. Bro, it's dope. It's incidental dopeness improvement.
Yeah.
In the aesthetic look.
There you go.
That's a side note, but I'm saying it's tough with the, you see what I'm saying? So it kind of makes sense now. Dragon weave boots, boom, you're in the jungle, fishing, whatever else we're doing with them, and they handle. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'll work on it.
Would you make it like on the inside? Would it be what do you call it, water proof or whatever?
That's the thing with jungle boots. You don't want them waterproof. They're highly breathable. You have little eyelets.
Oh yeah.
Little drains. So you want them highly breathable. Like not even breathable, open.
Yeah.
There's holes purposely put in there.
Dang,
So
so the
that's what you
concept
want.
is real jujitsu-ish, because on at first thought you'd be like, hey, you're gonna walk in water, we need to fight that water.
No,
It's like, hey,
don't
allow
let it-
the water in and allow
let
the
it back
water
out.
out.
Yep.
Yeah, man, that's good, man.
Yep.
It's good. See, bro, that's why you're advanced. See, you think about these kinds of things. Speaking of being advanced and comfortable, advanced comfort with the joggers and the sweats. It's my experience. Try it for yourself. Many people, actually, I saw a guy today, maybe yesterday, I forget, but he got the hoodie, one of Origin's hoodie. Boom, seconded that exact notion. Most comfortable hoodie he's ever had.
That's a bold statement.
And I could just tell from his profile picture that he knew about comfort. I don't know. I just could feel it. Nonetheless, it happened factually.
Also, we got some supplements up there on the originmain.com website. You can get some supplements.
What kind of supplements, bro? What kind?
Some good ones.
Yeah. So, joint warfare. That one. Well, could we call that one a flagship supplement?
You can call everything
I'm gonna
flagship.
call
I
it
like
a
how
flagship.
you're doing this today.
Yeah, the flagship is good, man.
By the way, someone said on social media, go back to the old way you were doing the support. The new way sounds clunky. He said, give it back to Echo, he said.
Yeah.
You know what I said? Couldn't take it anymore.
I'm going to be honest. I will accept the probability of you not being the only one that thought that. So I'm going to go with it.
There was that one guy, though. He was fired up enough to tweet me.
Yeah, man.
And say, bruh, it sounds clunky.
Dang, I kind of appreciate it. You know?
You're stoked.
I really do now that I think of it.
We could have a separate podcast where you could just do supports the whole time.
A separate version. Yeah. You can kind of choose.
Choose your own supports.
Yeah, maybe. Nonetheless, for now, this is what we're doing. We're going with joint warfare.
Joint warfare.
Right? Good for your joints. Omega-3 is good for your joints. And that's in krill oil. So you got joint warfare, glucosamine chondroitin, and curcumin. Mm-hmm. That helps your brain, by the way. Yeah. As we found out. Additionally. Then you got
thanks to Rhonda Patrick.
Yeah.
Rhonda Patrick, right?
Yeah. It was like there. I read that too, by the way. It's good. Then you got, so you got joint warfare, boom. Glucosamine chondroitin, that's for, I think, cartilage, if I'm not mistaken, joints, all this stuff. Boom, curcumin for some brain, some memory stuff. Boom, that's joint warfare. Then you got Jocko Super Krill. Mm-hmm. That's for your joints, omega-3s, and that's also for other parts of your anatomy. We'll say your whole internal system.
You didn't say your eyes?
Eyeballs, organs, brain.
Can you crack open a krill oil capsule and put it directly into your eyes? Is that a good thing?
I'm assuming no. I'm gonna have to, but yeah, let's not do that. I think
I've been on krill oil for so long.
Yeah,
people I don't want to ever go off of it.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea to never go off of it.
The reason is because I had a guy many years ago that was this is when I was probably 35.
Sure.
I met a guy that was 53, I think, and he was jacked. Yeah. And he was jacked, but he wasn't jacked like a big bodybuilder juiced up guy, just jacked like totally athletic.
Yeah.
And in really great shape. And I was like, "Hey man, what's the deal with, And he's like, "I take krill oil." Yeah. He's like, that's the secret.
He was just attributing.
He attributed all this. Now, he was a competitive power lifter at one time, so he had maintained and continued to work out.
Yeah.
But he was basically saying that to me as if we already knew that. We already know that you got a jack steel. That's a given. I'm just, because I was talking to him for a while, and we were talking about lifting, we were talking about this, and then finally, I got to so what do you think it is? And he's like, I take krill oil. Mm. This was before, and I was like, okay. Mm-hmm. Sometimes when somebody tells you something, you just look at the guy, and when they give that much weight to it, it's like, okay, we're going with that. Yeah. I'm not. And what's cool is that's I definitely felt the difference in my joints.
Yeah.
I don't know about my eyeballs.
Well,
although I don't wear glasses at this point.
Yeah, there it is. Proof is in the pudding.
That's something.
Yeah, it's not nothing. That's for sure. And the same way you not in the same way, but slightly similar way you had the powerlifter guy talk about krill oil. My father-in-law, as I've mentioned before, told me about krill oil, but way better than fish oil.
Yeah.
And, he's telling me,
But was he jacked?
Here's the thing: he isn't jacked.
That's
and
a
this
problem.
is part of the whole story, which is going to feed into your point. No, he is not jacked at all. In fact, me and him go lift, bro. This guy shouldn't even be in the same gym with me. He should be in the gym across the street.
Are you afraid he's going to hear this podcast?
I don't care because it's absolutely 100% true.
Not really doing a good job building that relationship with the family.
No, at the end of the day, you'll see the moral, and I think it will. Anyway, so no, not jacked. The answer is no. He can swim for ever. In fact, he goes in Hawaii, in Maui waters with the web hands, for swimming.
Okay.
Some bodyboarders use it sometimes. They're just web hands.
Spongers.
Yeah, sure.
Cool.
He's not a sponger, but he's a swimmer. So he'll just swim, hour, boom, just swimming. Anyway, he'd always say, krill oil, all this stuff. But yeah, he's not jacked. He doesn't lift. Like, why? Okay, you take krill oil and you get your XYZ results. Cool. I don't want those XYZ results. Those results that you're essentially benefiting from, apparently, don't apply to my goals at all. Exactly right. So I'm like, okay, cool. I get it. Health nut. He's a health nut. He's into health.
That's a positive thing.
It's not bad. There's worse things to be a nut about. I'll tell you that. Health is a good thing. Anyway,
But
he's
it seems
into
like
health.
you think it's a little bit better to be a health nut that's jacked.
I'm not gonna disagree. So, for years, and I'm like, cool, good for the info. Yeah. Then you come along and you're like, yeah, krill oil. Boom. Next day, I'm on the krill oil. Literally next day. And so, of course, he's been saying it the whole time or whatever. But at the end of the day, he's right. He's absolutely right.
Yeah, he was right.
Yeah. So I got on the krill
So the
oil.
moral of the story is you can be right and not jacked.
Yes.
Jack.
I gotta kind of separate, my, I gotta detach. This is what I gotta do.
Yeah, true.
Like an older guy with the ability to do the things and at the health level he's at, I do want for myself, regardless how much weights I can lift or can't lift. That's what I want. That's
General
what you
health.
want.
Yeah,
man.
sure.
Big time. And here's the thing. I didn't think indirectly as well, because the better your joints feel, especially as you get older, but just in life, regardless how old you are, the better your joints are functioning, the more you're going to be able to lift or mountain climb or ride bike.
Or compete in badminton. How do you say that?
Badminton.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Compete in that.
It's true, bro.
Don't be all stiff.
You don't need tennis or badminton elbow,
check.
Anyway, krill oil. That's the one. Omega-3s. And then you have discipline, right? And that's for your brain, memory, cognitive things. So they play into each other. You see what I'm saying? So the joint warfare has the brain stuff and the joint stuff. Krill oil has the joint stuff.
I had a really good day at jiu-jitsu the other day. And I was talking to Dave Burke on my way home from jiu-jitsu.
Good deal, Dave.
Yeah, good deal, Dave. And I was like, he said, oh, yeah, I trained today. I was like, I had a really good day at that jiu-jitsu. He's like, what does that mean? I was like, oh, it just means, just getting after it. And I realized that I realized that I've been taking like 3 scoops of discipline prior to training.
Okay, all right.
Is that illegal?
Yeah, well,
Is that
arguably
not
it
fair?
could be, it should be, maybe, yeah. Well, it depends on what you mean by fair. Because if you're going in to compete with your training partners, which you do from time to time, let's face it, then yeah, it's a little bit of an advantage, we'll say. Yeah. Fair? Yeah. No, it's fair. Andy or whoever you go in to train with, Dean, me, we could take 3 things of discipline.
If you wanted to.
It's fair. In fact, I recommend take 3 things of discipline. Boom. There it is. Discipline. Cognitive enhancing. So they all play with each other.
That's important.
Very important. I think. Regardless of how much you can lift.
Yeah. Check.
Also, mulk.
Mulk.
What is mulk? What is that?
Someone was just asking me about mulk. And the best thing about when people ask you what mulk is you get a chance to do the routine.
Sure.
Right? You get a chance to do the routine. When someone's like, what's mulk? What's that? What's mulk?
Yeah.
And you get to do the routine, which is, what's mulk? Oh, it's mulk.
That's the routine.
That's the routine. You're like, well, what is it? It's mulk. No, it's mulk. You want some kind of an explanation? You're like, no, it's mulk.
Yeah. Common sense, really. Yeah. After you say that, you just take common sense from there and boom, clear. Yeah.
That's my goal. My goal is that it ends up in the Oxford English Dictionary.
Yeah, like Xerox.
And then if someone doesn't know what it is, they can just go look it up.
Yeah, look it up. That's
Yeah.
in the dictionary, by the way. Yeah. Like,
That's my
like
goal.
Google. Is Google in there for like a verb?
Yes,
it's a
Google
verb.
is in there
Go
as a
Google
verb.
it. All
Yeah,
right.
go Google that.
Well, yeah. So
go Google Mulk.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's there. You'll find it.
Yes, sir. You will.
You'll know what it is.
Well,
You'll know that it's tasty. The guy that said, "Hey, I don't use protein powders, but does it taste that good that I should just get it anyways?"
Yes.
My answer was 100% resounding. Absolutely.
Yeah.
You just want to have a really good dessert, get Mulk.
Yeah.
Peanut butter's coming.
So
Dave Burke is on the path to order all the peanut butter chocolate. Anyways.
the whole supply.
Yeah, he wants the whole supply.
Not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Shoot, I thought about
So
that.
check.
But yeah, if you don't know, Mulk, look, I'm going to violate some terminology scenarios here. Mulk is protein powder.
It's actually Mulk.
Yeah, man. The best protein powder. That tastes like a dessert. Straight up does, though. Not just claims and doesn't. It does straight up.
Literally. And we will have Mulk at the immersion camp this summer up in Maine on Echo Lake Layers, August 26th through September 2nd. 2 sessions. Come up there. I'll be there. Leif will be there. Echo Charles will be there. And apparently you say you will be rolling.
Yeah, limited.
Okay, limited rolling from which sounds like predetermined excuses, which is fine.
Yeah, well, here. Okay, all right. Well, let me lay it out then, Playboy. The gi I'll be doing less of because gi has a lot of
more
gripping, pulling. So
Yeah.
pulling, I'm out of pulling. I can't do pulling. Very limited, maybe with one hand. So I'll do gi, but it's like, okay, now I'm rolling literally with one hand.
By the way,
No, gi
Dean
is
Lister
different.
will be there.
Yeah.
Dean Lister will be there. And if you want to learn from someone, he is one of the top people in the world to learn from. And I know that's a bold statement.
Yeah.
I know it is. He's got a mind that understands not only the mechanics and the concepts of jiu-jitsu at one of the highest levels of anyone I've ever communicated with, but also knows how to express those concepts in a very clear way. So, immersion camp, August 26th through September 2nd. Go and come up there. We'll see you up there. Good place to. And we will have Mulk there.
Yes, sir.
Lots of it.
And Dean's good at kind of taking the concept and really clarifying the concept, even separate from the actual
for
move.
sure.
I mean, the move's always attached, but
Dean says things sometimes that I run over and take like a little note on my on my phone.
remember that one.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, that's a good one. And usually I'm thinking I'm gonna when he comes on the podcast, I'm gonna have him talk about those things.
Yeah.
So
Open them up.
yeah,
Also, good way to support is the fact, or on top of the fact, or is part of the fact that Jocko has his own store. It's called Jocko Store. Go to jockostore.com for these items. It's where you can get rash guards.
you can definitely get rash guards,
Yes, get after it.
t-shirts, a bunch of t-shirts.
Yeah, the ones that say discipline equals freedom.
New t-shirt coming.
New t-shirts are coming.
Oh, t-shirts with
Yes.
plural.
Yeah.
Oh, dang.
2 of them. If you're interested in the t-shirts, the ones that say discipline equals freedom, it's a good one. I get revealed how deep the expression discipline equals freedom goes. Like almost not daily, but let's say once a week.
You understand it at a deep level.
Deeper level,
It's
yes.
presented, it's revealed to you how important it is.
Yes,
Yeah.
how much, even more than I previously thought the week before.
Yeah.
Okay, it's
pretty
almost
important.
like it has no limit to the layers.
It's
of
pretty
discipline equals
important.
freedom.
Yeah.
It's true.
And I've been sporting the Discipline Equals Freedom hat, the trucker hat. So, and I also have the Def beanie. Get
Yes.
some.
Yeah, that's a good one.
So you got that. Those are available.
Mm-hmm.
Check.
Yep. Yes, and also hoodies, heavy hoodies and light hoodies. I know, bro. I know. But I have been getting feedback online and offline, by the way, for the light hoodie.
Oh, people just love them, huh?
Bro, they want the light hoodie, man. They want to represent,
yeah.
like I said.
What's up, Hawaii?
Bro, I'm telling you, there are times,
all your
many
friends in
times,
Hawaii,
yeah, all them, everybody, and
all the Ohana in Hawaii's hitting you up.
the Kama'aina,
Yeah.
all of them, yes.
Yeah.
And because in Hawaii and other places, here, let's face it, there are times where it's like, hey, like yesterday was one of them. It's like, bro, it's kind of cold, but it's not cold. It's kind of cold. If you wear a t-shirt, it's like, man, this environment, weather is offering.
Go DEFCON.
Negative. Nope, that's not to me. Especially if you're at like a little gathering. Social
Comfort
situation.
is paramount.
It's maybe it could be looked at as paramount, but here's what it is: if the weather, whatever environment is offering slight discomfort, you have a right.
You know why I'm laughing so hard right now? Because everything you're saying is things that I wouldn't allow myself or anyone in my immediate family to say.
To admit, I get it. I got
Suck
you.
it up.
It doesn't make it it doesn't make it any more true. That's the thing. So hey, look, you were cruising. Right outside, maybe not you.
I get it.
If me and Dave, I don't think you do. I don't think you do. That's the thing. If me and Dave Burke were cruising, how about that?
Maybe he'd want a little.
And it's like it's just maybe 3 degrees too cold.
Suck it up.
Yeah, you can suck it up, but what? Why you got to endure discomfort at times when it's not necessary? Unless you're exercising your tolerance for discomfort,
which you should be doing.
Which you should at all times.
Yes.
That's what you're saying.
Affirmative.
No, okay. Me and Dave Burke, we don't agree with this. So. You put on a regular hoodie or heavy or even a medium hoodie after 5 minutes, 6 minutes. We worked out earlier today, whatever. That heat, it's too hot. So thick hoodie, too hot. No hoodie, too cold. Boom, light hoodie, perfect. Because you don't know about that perfection, dichotomy, man. The zone, balance the zones.
Okay.
Anyway, light hoodie. This one equals freedom. That's the freedom part. Boom. How about that? Women's stuff as well, by the way. Women's t-shirts, specifically for the ladies. And tank tops. Boom. Rash guards are kind of for everybody, so boom.
You can also subscribe to this podcast.
Sure.
iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher. Leave reviews so I can read them and laugh because you guys are really good at writing cool reviews that crack me up. So thank you for that.
Mm-hmm. Stitcher as well, by the way.
Don't forget about the YouTube. You can subscribe to YouTube too. Yeah. And that's where you'll see Echo Charles's videos.
Sure.
We'll say you've got some skills in life. That's one of your paramount skills. Making cool videos.
Cool.
Agree or disagree?
Yeah. Sure.
That's not good. I'm putting you on the spot to not be humble. So I won't do that. Echo makes good videos and they're on YouTube. And you subscribe to the channel.
Jocko Podcast YouTube channel.
Okay, well, there you go.
Very easy to find, very basic, very subscribable.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, yeah, good way to support for sure. Also, some excerpts on there, little lessons from this podcast directly.
Mm-hmm.
And, so sometimes you don't want to listen to, let's say you listen to podcast number 101, and you're like, hey, there's some good stuff in there. But should I listen to the whole, however many hours of the podcast for that one lesson that I want to kind of revisit? Should you do that? Some of us don't have that kind of time. So I'm going to put out some excerpts from all the podcasts, most of them. So yeah, go on there, subscribe, get a little alert when we put one up. If that's the one you want to listen to, boom, listen to it. Good way to support too, by the way. Also, Onnit.com/Jocko. This is where I get all my kettlebells. I won't say all my socks, but a lot of socks. That's where I get them from. I know, it sounds weird, but man, it's one of those things. Sometimes you appreciate the socks you're wearing, especially when you're going through the airport, TSA, boom, you got to take off your shoes, boom, hit them with the Onnit socks. Anyway, fitness gear mainly, I think. That's what I go. And for the information too, by the way. Like kettlebells, when I started kettlebells, I heard good things, I start the kettlebells. They're intimidating, so boom, go on Onnit.com. They have all the info on there, little things about form, little workouts. Really good. Good on maces too. Are they called battle maces? Just maces, right?
I don't know.
They're steel sticks.
Clubs
that look like, the juggling clubs.
Yeah,
but they have you can't juggle them. That's the thing.
If you could juggle those, you'd be a complete badass. If you could juggle those 20-pounders.
Yeah.
They're freaking heavy.
Yeah. And they're heavier than they sound when you say 20 pounds.
Yeah, no.
I'm telling you.
I'm telling you. They're heavy.
The only way they're 20 pounds, the only way they can even justify saying 20 pounds is when you actually put them on the scale and the number happens to say 20. Otherwise, it's not 20
You'd
pounds.
think they were not made out of metal, but some
Yeah.
you know, something from outer space.
If you brought them to the airport and, you know, when you're checking in,
Yeah.
you know, and you put your luggage on the scale and you know you were pushing it, you know that it may be over 50 pounds and you're like nervous, right? And then it doesn't hit 50 pounds. If you got that mace, you have that mace in your hand, you're about to put that on the scale, you know, oh, this is going over. I'm paying that extra overage fee. That's what it feels like. I'm sorry, as far as the mace goes. Anyway, happens to be a good thing to work out with. But you grab that thing, you're going to be like, okay, what kind of workout I'm going to do this? Boom, on it.com/Jocko. Look up the workout, you got it.
Also, Psychological Warfare. It's an album that has various tracks on it that you can play to push you through moments of weakness. And we are formulating Psychological Warfare 2.
All your excuses are lies.
Yes.
A working title.
Working title.
Yeah.
Working title. But it's a pretty good title.
Also, Jocko White Tea. Here's the thing. I'm a tea drinker now. I don't know if you know that. I'm a tea drinker now. I drink tea regularly. I think that's kind of all it takes, really. But
there was a whole thing when I didn't realize, I didn't know that tea drinker had like some stereotypical thing behind it.
Yeah.
So when I came
some
out with
schema.
white tea, people were like, "Oh, it's really weird that you'd make tea," because they think I'd be making whatever. Milk.
Yeah. So,
yeah. They think I'd make milk, but they wouldn't think I'd
You
make
don't
tea.
strike me as a tea
You don't
drinker.
think,
Yeah.
I didn't realize that. So I guess we're changing the paradigm. Yeah. And those stereotypes will not be accepted anymore.
Yeah, agree.
I drink tea and I'm proud.
Maybe you're changing. You're just evolving the stereotype.
Maybe.
Because you are a tea drinker.
Oh, straight up.
You've been drinking tea since day one.
Not really since day one, but since I figured out.
Day two?
Yeah.
Day two.
Yeah.
There you go. Boom. Yeah. So, Jocko White Tea, pomegranate, all organic certified, by the way, because, you know, Jocko cares about that kind of stuff. In the bags and in the can. Big deal in the can.
Most tea drinkers care about certified organic, I think.
Yeah, like it was.
That's
like,
another stereotype.
So GMO tea, no good.
Yeah, no good.
We don't like
that. Will not put that in my body.
the temple. Yeah, you're right. Agree.
You get it on Amazon.
Yeah.
And in fact, I think that's the only place you can get it.
Actually,
it is the only place you can get it right now. And important fact, there's dry white tea that you put in a brew, and then there's the new thing, which is in a can.
Yeah, that's
and
how
one
I
thing
got
that's fired up right now is people that are replacing the 12, or not the 12, but they're replacing the 4 energy drinks.
Yeah.
Which actually give you no energy. They actually sap your energy and crush your soul and turn you into a health disaster.
Sure.
People are replacing that crap with Jocko White tea.
Yeah.
In a can.
Yeah.
One day it's going to be everywhere. That's my suspicion.
Yeah,
You're just going to be, and people will just be,
Well, you know, the
get
one
your Jocko White tea on.
Yeah.
You know, speaking of, and also available in Canada. I know a lot of Canadian folks say, "Where is this stuff? Why can't I get it up here?" So it's now available Amazon Canada.
Yeah. I'm going to put it on the store too.
Okay.
And I've been working on it, you know, and we're almost there. So check back with the store, Jocko store.
Okay. That's a good
and
place to have
boom,
it.
they can get the tea wherever. I don't care if you're in,
Wherever Jocko products are sold.
bruh, that's where they're sold.
Speaking of Amazon, books. I got some books.
Good. Yeah. 1, 2 are called Way of the Warrior Kid.
Mm-hmm.
Way of the Warrior Kid, from wimpy to warrior, right? That's the, what do you call it after the colon, that part?
That's the subtitle, I
Sure.
think.
There it is. Wimpy to warrior. And then the second one is Mark's Mission.
Mm-hmm.
Really clever evolution of problems to be solved in both. So now you have the ethos. Okay, so how I did it, do it, is I read the first one and I just keep repeating to my kids. Kid's 5. My daughter, oldest 5. Anyway, before bedtime, boom, and then repeating. Now we got 2 in the rotation. Boom. So you can, they're chronological, right? Boom. There it is. Good. Very clever. Very what do you call it when you assume something about somebody and it reveals that there's like more to this person?
Oh, so you assumed I was not capable of writing Way of the Warrior Kid. Well, I actually did write it.
Very incapable.
Check.
Yeah.
Check.
But yeah, it's a good one. Also, the Discipline Equals Freedom Field Manual. It's a field manual, the best kind of manual, in my opinion. But this is like a manual for life, I think. It's like a very basic backbone for life. I think you start there, you'll be solid.
I'm always stoked when I meet someone that comes up and is like, field manual.
Yep.
I'm on the path.
Yeah.
And like, they're not kidding. They're on the path.
Yeah.
You crack that thing open, read 2 pages.
Yeah.
Read 2 pages to prep mentally for the day, it will have impact.
Yeah.
And if you want to listen to those pages, it's not available on Audible. It's available on iTunes, Amazon Music, Google Play as an MP3 album with tracks. That's where you can get it. Of course, you can also get Extreme Ownership. Extreme Ownership, you can get the hardcover book. And you can also get the Audible. That one you can get the Audible version. And the Audible version is Leif and I reading that book. That's who's reading it. That's who's doing the narration. And then also, Leif and I have a book called The Dichotomy of Leadership, which I've talked about dichotomy all the time on this podcast. The reason I talk about it is because it's hard to, I won't even say master. It's hard to even get a grip on that dichotomy, the different dichotomies inside of leadership. And so Leif and I knew that we had to go into a more granular level of explanation of the dichotomy of leadership, and that's what this new book is. It comes out September 25th, and also for leadership training live inside your organization, whatever that organization might be, check out my company, Echelon Front Leadership Consulting. We solve problems through leadership. That's that. We have one more muster in 2018. The muster is a leadership conference. We have one more in 2018. It is in San Francisco, October 17th and 18th. October 17th and 18th. All the other ones that we've done have sold out. If you want to come, get your ticket. You can get it at extremeownership.com. And also for current uniformed personnel, so people in the military, law enforcement, border patrol, firefighters, paramedics, first responders, we have roll call number 1, September 21st in Dallas, Texas. That's also, you can also register for that at extremeownership.com. That's one day focused on the dynamic leadership environment.
So it's like a muster more focused on the issues of first responders, essentially. Yeah, but it is essentially a muster. It's a muster, like shorter.
It's a shorter muster. It's more focused. It's a cheaper price point, and it's one day. There's less amenities, right? So when you come to the muster, everything's kind of decked out. Like the lunch meal's really good. The dinner's great. I mean, it's like decked out. It's taken to the highest level. The roll call is like, hey, we're here to get the information out to people that need it.
Yeah.
People that are in the field every day, whether it's in the military, whether it's on the beat as a cop, whether it's a firefighter, for people that are on the job, people in uniform that we try and support, they need this leadership training. They asked for this leadership training. We needed to do it at a cheaper price point. Where can we save money and still get it done? There you go. That's what the roll call is.
But it's the same deal as far as there's no backstage.
No, definitely no
You're still in the
Yeah.
game, talking to everybody the whole day. Yeah. I'll be there.
No green room. And until we do see you big time at either the muster or the roll call or the immersion camp in Maine, if you want to roll with us virtually, we are all up on the interwebs on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook. Echo is at Echo Charles, and I am at Jocko Willink.